Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism, Jamaica.
Yeah, well, good afternoon, and thank you very much for taking a moment to speak to Breaking Travel News.
Thank you.
We're here in Germany for ITB, a key trade show for the European markets. How important is Europe for the Jamaican hospitality industry?
Well, Europe is one of our legacy markets, along with the United States and Canada. We put a lot of premium on Europe because there's a lot of what we call marketing juice in Europe, particularly the newer economies of Europe, such as Eastern Europe, and we're seeing growth. Jamaica is now the number one Caribbean destination for the UK market, for example, and we're growing here in Germany, we're growing in France, we're growing in Italy, and certainly in the new Baltic states we're growing. We've just started back into Russia, and that growth is evident because we're back in there.
A very good time for the island in general. 4.1 million visitors last year, a new record.
Oh no, actually 4.31 million. And in fact, the latest figures for the fiscal year, which ends in March here, is looking more like 4.7 million. And that's really a huge level of growth for destination Jamaica. In fact, it makes us, in terms of the Caribbean islands, we outstrip all the other English-speaking Caribbean islands almost 2-1.
And as the Minister of Tourism, you're keen to share the benefits of the sector with the small Jamaican businesses, which are a key component of the hospitality market.
Absolutely, because you see, tourism has now become a global powerhouse, economic powerhouse. It's driving the economies of more than 80 countries, and we in the Caribbean are among the most tourism dependent. So tourism's wealth must begin to be felt by the ordinary person in the Caribbean, and in particular in Jamaica, or you'll begin to get the backlash that we see in some European cities where locals are saying, we want no more tourists, go home, go home. So in order to make tourism really an integral part of that process of development, it must be integral to the individuals. And so we must make the benefits of tourism reach the ordinary man. So he feels it, he's empowered by it, and he loves it.
We joined you recently in Jamaica for the Caribbean Travel Marketplace. What were the outcomes there of showcasing the islands to the Caribbean and North American market?
Well, the Caribbean market was the largest this year, and we've had well over 100 suppliers and buyers from all over the region. But in addition, we've had about 1,000 delegates in all coming through the conference, which was very significant. But more importantly was that some new markets came on board. We had China, and we had a large delegation of over 20 buyers from China, which was new and excitingly different. We also had the Indian buyers coming in, and as we never had before. So those are the two enormous emerging markets where the next wave of tourists are going to come from. And Jamaica and the Caribbean wanted to insert ourselves quickly in that mix, yes.
And you unveiled the Tourism Resilience Centre there as well, putting you at the centre of response to global problems and catastrophes. Absolutely,
a very important part of what we call tourism diplomacy. It's about how do we bring tourism ideas to bear on global development and to make tourism a key part of the struggle and search for world peace and for greater integration and love and harmony among peoples of the world. So that center is going to be the repository of data, information, best practices, guidance, and a point from which not just discussions about resilience can happen, but also focus can be had on countries that have suffered from global disruptions and have varying abilities to recover. Our hope is to provide empowerment, particularly for the small, vulnerable economies that are often the victims of these kinds of attacks and whose recovery is uncertain. And in the Caribbean, we do have some. Like we had the two hurricanes in 2017, which devastated Barbuda, for example. They have not come back. Dominica is still struggling after losing 228% of its GDP. You recall, nearly 10 years ago, there was a 9 on the Richter scale earthquake that hit Haiti. Haiti has not even begun to recover. So what we find is that the rate of recovery from these disruptive agents forces have been very slow, indeed painfully slow for poor countries. So capacity to recover and recover quickly is critical. And this center is hoping to provide that ability for the world.
And just finally, congratulations, I believe in order, recognised the Caribbean's Leaders Tourist Board by the World Travel Awards, voted there as the best in the business. How did it feel to win again?
Well, you know, it's always a wonderful thing to feel that the work and effort that is being done is recognized. But I think that recognition also goes a little further. It goes to the heart of what we do and the soul that we put in it. And I think that it also says to the world that if you do that, if you put your soul and heart in the effort and you do it right, you'll be recognized.
Some interesting points, and I really appreciate your time this morning, Minister. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much.